This is Zero Latitude, and I'm Nikhil. Today we are covering significant development in Indian tech. Defense startups just proved their venture scalable with major funding rounds. A satellite company is making an ambitious move in space tech, and I'll share a Twitter exchange that, that shows the reality of doing business in India. So let's get into it. Finally, Indian defense startups are venture scalable. And I mean finally because this has been a long time coming. Raphe mPhibr has just raised 100 million in Series B, and that's the largest round ever raised by an Indian company. So congrats to the team. The round was led by General Catalyst with support from Amal Parekh, Think Investments, and several Indian family houses. Now, what makes that interesting is the drones actually played a part in Operation Sindoor. So this isn't just theoretical defense tech. This is proven in real operations. On the same note, Armory raised in 13 crore rupees. That's about $1.5 million in their seed round. And that was led by GrowX Ventures with participation from Industrial 47, Antler, AC Ventures, and Dexter Ventures. Armory is building counter UAS and defense operating system called Samaritan. So they are playing the game which Anduril played, and their hardware is going to be aligned with their software. So it's going to be plug and play. So good luck to the team. I believe there are three driving factors for these funding rounds. First of all, the astounding success of Operation Sindoor, which proved that Indian defense tech can go and do a real damage. Second, global conflicts are just not ending. So there is a need for unmanned aerial or unmanned systems. And the first two leads to the third one, which is basically VC FOMO. And I'm glad it's there. Now, the defense is not the only sector which is getting interesting. Let's talk about space. GalaxEye is planning their second satellite launch by the end of next year or early 2027. So their first satellite is going to be in orbit, which is Mission Drishti, by the end of this year. Their second satellite, they're aiming for a better resolution of 0.5 meter, and they're trying to make it in-house. So they're trying to be a vertically integrated company, which is amazing considering they're going to be competing for government contracts and they need to be very, very competitive in that space then. On the partnership side, US-based Axiom Space and India-based Skyroot Aerospace signed an MOU and I'm quoting here, advance space exploration. Subhanshu Shukla is currently on ISS on Axiom Mission 4. So this is that company, which shows that the lead Skyroot has over other Indian rocket startups. International partnerships matter in space tech. So good luck to Skyroot team then. Now let's shift to something I found online that highlight a persistent challenge. A few days ago on X, something interesting happened. Ryan Peterson, who's the CEO of Flexport, replied to PM Modi's post. And he said, and I'm quoting here, I have to file more useless paperwork for our entity in India. than all our other countries combined. End quote. Now, this is coming from an outsider, but then Saurabh Chandra, CEO of Ati Motors, by the way, they make great robots. Check them out. Quoted this post with something that really caught my attention. And I'm quoting here. Glad someone with huge international experience is saying this. This is when he doesn't need to share OTPs all day, physically sign invoices to customers, seal and sign all invoices to pay for an import for a bank transfer outside India. End quote. So, physical signatures, manual processes, excessive paperwork, and in 2025. That's not a small problem. On a related note, I read an interesting article on Rest of World by Ananya Bhattacharya from about the failure of WhatsApp's fintech experiment in India. And it mentioned something which I didn't know, that the government put early restrictions on the number of customers WhatsApp fintech business can have because they were worried that they have too many users and they'll take away the whole market, which is very strange to me. But yeah, so the restrictions were completely lifted in December last year, but they were never able to catch up. So from December to, I believe, April, they they were able to only do 12 million transactions. And for context, PhonePe did 700 million. So they basically lost the race. And it seems now Meta has lost interest in that. That's it for episode 1 of Zero Latitude. 3 things to watch: more defense funding announcements, how more space companies are going to be vertically integrated, and whether more international companies start to publicly highlight the bureaucratic challenges they face in India. I'm Nikhil, and I'll see you next week.